Okay, sorry for that. No audio. Ignore that. I was talking for nothing the entire time. My bad. Oh, as we see Testable going into the wall there, that surely he's picked up some damage. And no, actually he's got the telemetry off, so you can't see, but he definitely picked up some damage. You can see he's spitting as well, and that's his lap over. So we've got Tixnix, who just set a 42.2, just about across the line. Hugh joining him along in third place. Now he's been overtaken by Wobby Kakarina, setting a lap in. I think that's Ballas, who's about to finish his lap. See what Ferrari driver can do. He goes up into fourth with a 43.4. We've got a Mercedes about to finish their lap as well. I believe that is Mintoki. Let's see what Mintoki can do. Cross the line to go up into second place, just about missing out on provisional pole position. Now we've got the AlphaTauri approaching the line. That is going to be this one, and he crossed the line. It's a 45.8. That puts him last out of any driver that's put a lap in so far in this session. Fat Cat goes up into fourth, and Mr. Grease is down into ninth place. We've got Aston Martin, I believe. Is it this Aston Martin? It's not this. It's going to be Twinsicle, who's about to finish their lap. That's what Twinsicle can do. Cross the line. Twinsicle up into P5. He goes. Good lap from him. As now we're just going to see plenty of drivers setting a lap on the board. A McLaren of Embassy about to finish his lap, I believe. Yes, he is. Let's see what the McLaren of Embassy can do. Cross the line to go up into ninth place. The Red Bull behind crossing the line. That was the Red Bull of Hugh, I believe, who improved his lap time to 6th place. Now we're gonna go on board with the Red Bull of Myths, I believe, is not on a lap, he's on an out lap. He's not using ZRS. He's just about enabled it, so he's starting his lap now. We'll go on board with the other McLaren. Actually, no. Who else is on a lap? I think. Oh, there we go. Let's see what the Aston Martin can do. Actually, Aston Martin starting his lap now. So we see a couple of drivers who are starting their laps just about right about now. I think the closest driver to the finish line is probably going to be Matt Pryor in that Williams. He finds himself in the Las Vegas strip where the car should quite comfortably reach a speed of 330 kph plus, and it's going to be a pretty tricky braking zone as we head into this tight left-hander here. You go from 330 kph decelerating to less than 100 just a matter of seconds there. So it's very easy to lock up your tires there, and in real life the G-force tire experience there is just incredible. But here comes Matt Pryor now. Across the line he goes and goes up into fourth, and a very good lap from Matt Pryor. Still 3/10 off, a bit more than 3/10 off of the provisional pole time from Tixnix. Haas approaching the line. Is that going to be Mr. Grease? No, it's actually going to be Testable. Testable starts his lap now, actually. So I think the Aston Martin's on lap, so we'll go on board with Aston Martin. Or I think Myths is on a lap. Yeah, Myths is about to finish his lap, actually. Let's see what Myths can do in the Red Bull. Around the flat out final corner we go, and Myths cross the line to go up into 8th with a 43.3. Now we're gonna go on board with the Aston Martin. Let's see what the Aston Martin can do. I have no idea who this is. No names on for the Aston Martin. But let's see where he can go. Across the line now and goes up into 11th. One of the bottom times so far in this session. So now we've got an Alpine. I think that's going to be Martijn. Let's see what Martijn can do. Across the line, goes up into fourth. Brilliant lap from Martijn. He's 30 thousandths of a second as he has a spin out to turn one. And Ballas! What happened to Ballas? You can see him in the background there. He's just put it in the wall. Did he just lose the rear? His car is literally floating. Okay. And Ballas is out of qualifying. And wow, that's surprising. Ballas will be starting P10 at best. I wonder how that happened. That is quite surprising, to be honest. Well, then let's see who else is on a lap currently. I think Pinex is on a lap, isn't he? No, Pinex is not on a lap. No, someone just crossed the line, but I have no idea who that was. I think Testival. Let's just go onward with Testival. Oh, yeah, Testival's about to finish his lap. Let's see what Testival can do. Across the line, out goes up into 14th, 43.7. So you can see the times are quite separated. The top 7 are all within a second of each other, but it looks like drivers are a bit inconsistent, struggling in the wet to put like a good lap time in. So it's a bit of a struggle for them by the looks of it, but the race should definitely be closer, especially with the help of DRS. We should see plenty of moves in this straight that we just passed here, as Dixon gets a 5-place grid penalty for illegal blocking. And Fat Cat retires from the session, as he also leaves the session. If Fat Cat's not on Steam, I think it's over for him. Well then, let's see who else is on a lap currently. I don't think anyone is on a lap. Actually, the AlphaTauri might be on a lap. This is, again, don't know which AlphaTauri it is, but he's got plenty of traffic ahead of him. They do manage to get out of the way quite nice. He did go a bit wide, though. That kind of puts him out of shape for the following couple of corners. And actually, I think he's aborted his lap. I think he's going to be pitting. Yeah, and the AlphaTauri does pit eventually. An Alpine is crossing the line now. I think that was Pinax. It was not Pinax, though. They're Alpine. That's the Alpine of Martijn. Martijn is on a lap. Martijn with a massive moment out of turn 1, drifting through that corner. They're managing to keep his car on the track there, but still drifting through turn 2, sorry. So yeah, as I said, it's a street track, so grip is already very low, and when it's raining, it's going to be even worse. As our Peter retires, I think that was the AlphaTauri. I think I was in the pits as well. Fat Cat does manage to join back. He's on Steam, so lucky Fat Cat. Unfortunately, the EA servers are not working, so if you disconnect and you're only on EA, we can't invite you back, unfortunately. Hugh retires as well. Hugh finds himself in 8th place. Why do so many people retire? Are the conditions getting worse? I mean, you can see the weather here in 5 minutes. 15 minutes says it's going to be dry, even though I might be a bit incorrect. The Verse leaves the session as well now. Is there a lobby restart? No, I don't know of. Let me check that. Oh, okay. And something just happened to my game. Or what? Surely there's got to be a lobby restart. I have absolutely no idea what just happened. I don't see an announcement of a restart. I think it might be the EA servers. What is going on? Amazing game. Amazing EA. Never fails to disappoint you, obviously. Such a good game. Such a good company as well. Oh, okay. Now we're back in qualify? I'm just trying to check. I think we are restarting, I believe. Haven't seen an announcement of it though. Ah, okay. Yeah, we are restarting. Someone was not in the lobby, unfortunately. I think it's gonna be a new lobby. So we are going to be right back. I'll just put this in real quick. Don't mind the set. Right then, welcome back to racing. So managed to restart, and we've got everyone back in again. So 20 drivers joining us along the same conditions, same qualifying basically. And Arrow, you can see retiring there. He's got qualifying ban, the same count for Verse, so we'll see him retiring very soon as well. But it's a full restart then. It's going to be 18 minutes of qualifying all the way from start to finish once again. So let's see how it's going to go. Actually, this is there we go. So let's take a look who's out on track currently. I see an Alpine who's out on track. I believe that is Martijn. Actually, no, that's a Williams. Williams of Matt Pryor, I think, is in the lead. So let's go Red Bull right behind him, and the Red Bull just goes straight on already. Whose Red Bull was that? Was that Hugh? Hugh just went straight on in the first braking point. Not a great start. Maybe tire warm up. I doubt it. But yeah, luckily though he didn't get any damage. You can check that here. As you can see, front wing is black. That means no damage at all. So Williams leading the way then of Matt Pryor's quite a long way in front. Hopefully these guys are a bit careful and keep a bit of a gap in order to avoid getting any 5-place grip penalties for blocking to the cars in front. We've got another driver who's gone straight on. That's Elf Dowry. Yeah, the second time we see someone going straight on there. Was it just a lockup braking too late? I don't know. It's a bit weird to go straight on there, especially on your out laps. You don't even need to be pushing the braking points. I mean, maybe he's trying to find the limit, but he's got plenty of time remaining in the session to find the limit. So yeah. So we'll go on board with Matt Pryor then, the first driver to start a lap in the restarted session in Las Vegas here. Let's see how it is going to go then. DRS enabled, obviously no DRS enabled, and obviously no DRS enabled in the rain. Matt Pryor getting some decent grip actually, but not going as much to the left as you would like to prepare this right-hander. But he does get a good exit, some decent rotation as well. Usually you'd have DRS here, but you don't, as now we head into a very heavy braking point here. Very easy to lock up and go straight, as we've already seen two drivers do. But Matt Pryor, no problem for him at all, as now we head into this turning and braking corner, kind of very tricky to get right. Very important, however, to get very close to the apex. And now again, this is a very tricky corner. You need to use all the entry you have there, which is exactly what Matt Pryor did, and he gets a good exit for good measure as well. Is this corner flat out for him? It is flat out. He did get quite close to the wall. We saw a couple of other drivers actually did not take it flat out, maybe just taking it safe on the starting at the start of qualifying. But I think as the session progresses, we'll see more and more people go faster and faster. So this is the weather. It says it's going to be clear in 15 minutes, but I think it's going to be inters throughout the entire session. But here we go then. Las Vegas strip, very long straight. You get bored at some point here, and now we break into this left-hander, then the right-hander. You can carry a lot of curve there, which is exactly what the Williams did. And now we head up to the line. It's flat out until you come across turn 1. Matt Pryor across the line to set in a 42.8. That's actually a decent lap from him. We'll go on board with Mitz now. I think Mitz the next driver to finish his lap. Let's see what the Red Bull can do. He crossed the line. He does not go in provisional pole. Now we've got a Haas of Mr. Grease who's going to cross the line. Actually, Mr. Grease goes up into P3. 44.3, not an ideal lap from him. Now we've got Aston Martin. Is that Adam Mello? It's not Adam Mello. It's Mr. Bust. And Mr. Bust goes on to provisional pole with a 42.8. Just about beating Matt Pryor's lap there. Fatcat about to finish his lap as well. And in the meantime, an Alpine crossed the line. That's Martijn. He goes up into the second row. And Fatcat crossed the line. He goes on to provisional pole by more than a second. That was an incredible lap from Fat Cat. The Alfa Romeo of Tixnix was the line, so does Mintoki, and they actually managed to put in some competitive laps as well. So in the meantime, we've got Ballas about to cross the line. Ballas goes up into third with a 42.3. Good lap from him. McLaren of Wobby crossed the line. He goes up into fourth. And I am a bit lost now. Here we go. I think this is Williams. Williams of Adrian crossing the line. Where does he go? Up into ninth place. Now we've got an Alfa Romeo coming into the final corner. Where Kakarina's put himself. He's been a rapid driver in the past, and he still is rapid. He goes up into the second row with a 42.0. Well then, competitive lap times so far. Very competitive lap times. Especially Fat Cat in the lead by more than half a second in the lead. That is an incredible lap from Fat Cat there. And it's a Mercedes one too, that's something to point out. As an Alpine has just got, I think, is that the Alpine of Pinex just gone straight on? Yeah, I think Pinex just letting other drivers through, so that's good. And Pinex managed to go up into P10 actually on his previous. Actually, Pinex has no front wing. How did that happen? Absolutely no idea. Maybe keyboard issues didn't work and he went straight into the wall. Luckily though, he hasn't retired from the session. Let's see, is there anyone else on a lap? Martijn comes into the pits. McLaren in sector 3. Who is that? I think that is going to be Embassy. Embassy, not a very good lap from him actually. He is out of ERS as well, but we saw him before the restart. He was up there in the top 10, so I'm sure he can do better than what he is in the position he's now. Mercedes starting their lap now. I think that's Mintoki. We'll go on board for Mintoki for this lap. Let's see what Mintoki can do. A lot of oversteer, however, does still manage to carry some good speed. Gets very close to the wall there. Maybe a bit of a too early apex. No, it's actually spot on and used all the exits he has as well. Getting very close to the wall. And now we head to turn 3. Very easy to lock up here. It does Mintoki lock up, not at all. Getting good apex as well. And once again getting very close to the wall on exit. Now we head into turn 5. This is probably one of the most tricky section of the track to get right here, and this is probably where the most time can be gained for most of the drivers, as Mintoki, pretty clean from him, did go slightly wide on a couple of occasions, but it's clean for him so far. He also managed to get a good exit as well. Easy flat out for Mintoki throughout the fast right-handers. Now we brake and turn slightly for this slow left-hander. Once again, good exit, getting actually a bit of wheel spin there, which made him go slightly to the left, but I think it won't have affected Mintoki too much, as now we're heading into the first braking zone in sector 3 after the Las Vegas strip. Beautiful track, Las Vegas. Can provide some brilliant racing, but it can also provide plenty of chaos. Mintoki very oversteer there, took a bit too much curve, which unsettled the car, but let's see, has he been improving? No, he actually pits. So no improvement from Mintoki. He can challenge Fat Cat for provisional pole. We've got Alfa Romeo, that is going to be Tixnix, I believe, who's finishing his lap now. Tixnix goes up into P4, so it's Mercedes versus Alfa Romeo by the looks of it. Fat Cat, Mintoki, Kakarina's Tixnix. This is going to be an interesting one. So we've got a Haas who's on a lap, I believe. I think that's going to be the Haas of Testwell. Testwell actually pits, so he won't be improving that lap. I believe he even had damage, if I saw that correctly. So a Red Bull of Myth starting his lap. That is Myth starting his lap. We'll go on board with the Aston Martin. Actually, Aston Martin starting their lap as well now. Ooh, a lot of wheel spin for Myths out of turn 1 there, but a bit of wheel spin can actually help you to get the car rotated. I call that a friendly wheel spin. So yeah, it's actually what many esport drivers use to find that extra couple of tenths of lap time, which is really crucial if you want to be fast. and Myths heading into turn 4, I think 5, getting pretty close to the apex and very close to the walls, as you can see, almost touching the wall actually, but does manage to get a decent exit. Still a bit tented on the total though, had to go short shift slightly there. Flat out for Myths again. I think in most drivers should be flat out there. Was a bit doubtful on the brakes. He braked and accelerated and braked again. And Myths again, pretty tricky exit coming into the Las Vegas strip, so no ideal for his lap time, but let's see what he can do. We're about to enter the last sector of the lap, which is basically one braking point, which is the one we're approaching right now. Let's see, can Myths get a good exit, carry a decent amount of curb as well. Braking slight early by the looks of it, it does carry a good amount of curb, not unsettling his car at all, right on the limit with his car, and now we head onto the finish line. It's going to be an improvement for Myths. He's not pitting, so surely it has to be an improvement. Myths crossed the line to go up into P9 with a 42.8, 30 milliseconds ahead of the Aston Martin behind him. So, who is on a lap? Let's see. I think Embassy might be on a lap. Embassy's on a lap, is he? No, Embassy is saving his RS, so he's not on a... No, Embassy is on a lap. I think his teammate Wobby is on a lap as well, so we're gonna go on board with Wobby. Let's see what he can do. He's about to finish his lap now. He crossed the line, and it is P5 for Wobby. Good lap from Wobby then. Put himself up into P5 with a 42.2. Still quite a long way off the top 4, however. Now we'll go on board with his teammate Embassy, who is in the final couple of corners of the lap. Embassy very cautious through the section here, and very cautious with the traction he puts down as well. But let's see what can Embassy do. He's about to go around the final corner to cross the line, and it's going to be only a 43.3 for Embassy. It's only P15. I think Embassy is struggling a bit here. We did see him being more faster before the restart, so I don't know if he made a mistake or anything, but I think he can easily do a lap time for the top 10 as Ballas goes up into P3 now, and someone else just crossed the line. I have no idea who that was, to be honest. Right then, so we've got an Alpine. I believe that's Martins, not Martins, his teammate, as Embassy retires from the session. Embassy crashed out. Embassy just crashed out on his in lap. And that's Embassy's qualifying over. Then he's going to be starting P15 at best. And Embassy, he had plenty of improvement, I'm sure. So that's not the ideal position you'll be in for the race. The race won't have safety cars as well, so if you're stuck in traffic and you lose a lot of time, it's going to be difficult to make up for it. As we're now currently looking at Adrian, who's on a lap in the Williams. Looked like he was pretty rapid through the sector 1, and through this sector 2 looked like he was pretty rapid as well. Finds himself in P14 now. 2.1 seconds is the gap between him and first place, which is still Fat Cat by more than half a second to P2. So Fat Cat absolutely dominating so far. Maybe he doesn't even need to go out for another lap, and he'll still have pole position. So then Adrian heading into sector 3 now. Good amount of speed and good traction for Adrian as well, and slight tap with the wall there, but that won't affect him too much. Is it going to be an improvement for Adrian? It looked like a neat lap from him. We're about to find out. He crossed the line now, and Adrian goes up into P6. It was a neat lap indeed. A very strong lap, but will he have enough time to go for another one? He's still with less than 4 minutes remaining in this session. Then it's going to be a close call. I think he might just about be able to make it, as a Haas has gone wide. Oh, that is the Haas of Tesla. Went slightly wide in turn 1, letting the Mercedes through. So who is on a lap? I believe Ballas on a lap. Ballas actually pits, so might have been a good decision from Ballas, because he's going to have enough time to go out and set another lap in the final stages of this session. Aston Martin has invalidated his lap, so he'll be pitting. The Red Bull in the meantime pitting as well behind him. We've got Aston Martin's teammates, Adam Mello. Let's see what Adam Mello can do. He's definitely going to be finishing this lap, but he won't have enough time to go out for another one in this session. Adam Mello across the line. It's only P17. And with a 43.5, that's the slowest lap time we've seen so far in qualifying today. We have the Williams of Matt Pryor, who's about to finish his lap. Can he put himself anywhere higher up the order? No, he can't. However, he does improve, and the gap between him and Hugh in front is 1.5 tenths, so that's quite a big gap. So we've got his teammate who's also on a lap, Adrian, going out for another lap. Actually, no, Adrian's going to be pitting, and I don't think Adrian's going to have enough time to go out for another run, so that is going to be Adrian's qualifying over. We'll see plenty of drivers coming out now for their final runs in this session. Alright then, it's going to be an interesting qualifying. I believe Pinex is on a lap. Let's see what Pinex can do in the Alpine. Oh, carrying a lot of speed very close to the wall there. And looks like Pinex is definitely pushing 100% here. He's not scared of losing the car at all. He's got an Alpine, I believe that is, who gets out of the way nicely. Went too slow to really benefit from it though there. But Pinex is still up for some massive improvement here. Can actually even look at the improvement. Here we go. Actually, no, we can't see his improvement, but we can see. Actually, those sector times are bugged. Yeah, those are the live sector times. That's something for the race. So here we go. Pinex about to finish his lap. Has he found any improvement in his lap? He crosses the line now, and Pinex does find an improvement. He puts himself in the top 10. His teammate now, Martin, starting his lap, and behind Martin we've got a Williams of Matt Pryor. Matt Pryor improves, but it's still not enough to put himself any higher up the order. Or is Matt Pryor just starting his lap now? I think Matt Pryor is starting his lap now. Tixnix improves his lap, but it's still not enough to put himself any higher up the grid. Fat Cat still dominating qualifying then, since that first lap he set in at the starting stages. McLaren crossing the line now. That is Wobby. He does not improve. And Ferrari approaching the line now. That's Ballas, who's going to be starting his lap. Behind him we got Aston Martin starting his lap as well. Might be tight for some of the drivers here to set in a lap. Myths right behind him has invalidated his lap. He's just about going to cross the line in time to start another lap. Then we've got the two Mercedes. Fat Cat will cross the line with literally 3 seconds to go in the session, just about managing to cross the line in time to go out for another lap, and that is it. That's qualifying over. Anyone who crosses the line now cannot go out for another lap. So test will, Mr. Grease and Adamello won't be improving their lap times. A lot of oversteer from Fat Cat there as well. Coming out of turn 2, he does have his teammate in front of him, who is Mintoki. Mintoki is low in his ERS actually. Hugh finishes in 6th place. He managed to improve up into 6th. Actually, we'll go on board with the other guys now. I believe Martin. We'll go on board with Martin. It's going to be the first drivers out of this out of the field here. Out of all the drivers who are currently out on a lap to cross the line. Let's see, can Martin put himself any higher up the order of P14? He usually wants to be a bit higher than that. And there you have it. He goes up into P2. It's the front row from him. Right behind him, we've got Matt Pryor, who improved up into 5th place. So that's an impressive lap from Matt Pryor, I believe, on pretty worn out tires as well. Tixnix goes up into 2nd place. Completely missed that. We'll go on board with Ballas now. Ballas, he's got plenty... pretty big job ahead of him to put himself higher up the order. He needs to find 3 tenths if he wants to put himself at least in 4th place. Can Ballas do it? We're about to find out. He crosses the line now. Ballas cannot improve his race position. We've got an Aston Martin now coming to the line. Aston Martin goes up into P10. A Red Bull of Myths goes up into P12. 2 Mercedes crossing the lines now. It's not an improvement for neither the Mercedes. Kakarin is up into 3rd, and that's the end of qualifying. So Mintoki was giving Fat Cat a tow, and he still didn't prove. Okay then, interesting. Well then, this is qualifying then, ladies and gentlemen. Fat Cat on pole position then, and he's got the 12 Romeo, so will be on a charge in the race. Looking to put pressure on him for and challenge for the race win today. You've got Martijn in 4th place, pulling that bag, that lap right at the end there, which was completely crucial for him. It's 4th place for him. Mintoki is in 5th, Ballas in 6th, and let's go down the order to get the rest of the results. Aaron Verse will be starting in the final positions because of qualifying bans, and our Peter, who actually I think retired on his own, didn't even manage to set in a lap. So that's the end of qualifying then. Let's see how the race is gonna go. No one has a grip penalty, so that's ideal. And let's see what the tire strategies will be for the race. That will be an important factor as well. It says working. I think it's working now. Okay, okay, there we go. I have no idea why it was not working. That is very weird. Sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. Well then, in the back, Mentoki I think had a battle. Why does it say plus 0 seconds? That is a bug. Binax is a 5-second penalty for corner cutting. I think he cut the section in the sector 1 there, which caused him to get that 5-second penalty. In the meantime, the gap between Mintoki and Ballas is bugged. It says it's 0 seconds. Obviously, that's not true. You can see Mintoki is behind Ballas, so small issues with the overlay here, but it's all fine. Tixnix takes over their lead once again, and the gap has now been fixed between Mintoki and Martijn. Ballas actually made the move on Martijn. We missed that. There's a yellow flag, and Mercedes has gone off, and that is Mercedes of Mintoki. Mentoki has gone off, I think, completely outbraked himself. He's gone off track. Has he picked up any damage? He has picked up damage. His left wing is damaged, as you can see there. And Mentoki will be pitting for a potential front wing change for sure there, and that's massively going towards his race. He's going to drop back in last place. Let's go back to the battle for the race lead, and Fatcat getting very close to Tixnix, but still waiting behind him in that first DRS straight. That's just how the tactic is nowadays. So Kakarinas in 5th place, very close to Martijn. Martijn slightly missing the apex there. Kakarinas will get a slightly better exit potentially, as Martijn going very close in the apex there, but with the dirty air, Kakarinas struggling slightly to put traction down. So got a couple of battles in the back as well. We've got a small train here between Arrow, Wobby and Test Wheel, but actually we'll go back to the leaders now, because there's going to be another change in the race lead. Fat Cat getting past Tixix now, and he goes back up into E1. These guys are just going to continue this sequence as the laps pass. In the back, that is Martijn having a look down the inside. Martijn goes on the Alfa Romeo, a bit of rear locking though, which caused him to lose speed, and he was not able to make that move stick. You can see Martijn is flashing. He's got the lowest amount of ERS out of any driver currently on track. That is definitely not ideal on a track where you have long straights. You'll be left with no defense in the long straights if you have a car behind you who's using ERS. There's another battle in the back here. We're going 3 wide into turn 1. Looks like Myths. Oh, Myths. Big hit with the wall there. Surely he's picked up wing damage after that hit. And actually, no, he hasn't picked up damage. That's quite surprising. That was a pretty hefty hit with the wall there. But Myths getting away with no damage there and covering off the Aston Martin there in P10. Meanwhile, the battle continues as Mentoki, second retiree of the race, he retires in the pits. Obviously, no safety car, so no chance of Mentoki to try and get back after damaging their front wing. And let's go back to the race lead, because as you can see, Ballas has been making some consistent gains on the top 2. The gap is a lot closer than what it was a couple of laps ago, and he's got a decent amount of ERS to his name as well. But the most amount of ERS out of this train here is Tixnix with an incredible amount of 70% ERS. So Tixnix's ERS Is the mic bug again? Hello? Why doesn't it? Oh my god. I have such a bad setup. I think it works now, no? Okay, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it works, then it like cuts off for some reason. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. In the meantime, Fat Cat has pitted to change his front wing. He's going to drop down to potentially 14th, maybe even 15th place, and that's definitely not ideal for Fat Cat. He was competing for the race to win today, and that mistake he made in Sector 1 definitely cost him. We have, however, a new battle on our hands here. It's Ballas versus Tixnix, and I believe Kakarinas is within the RS range of the top 2 as well, but he is flashing. Timings are bugged again, once again on the overlay, but it should be fixed pretty soon. But here we go down, heading into the Las Vegas strip once again. Tixnix has the DRS on Ballas. I don't think Ballas is going to defend this. He's just going to let him through, and Tixnix flies past Ballas. Tixnix is once again up into the race lead. Kakarinas also getting on the Ferrari, does go for a move, not close enough. You can see Kakarinas has front wing damage actually. So it's actually quite impressive for Kakarinas to to keep up with them. Kakarinas though with a bit of a better run compared to Ballas. Ballas had a bit of a mistake coming out of the penultimate corner there, and oh, side by side in the final corner, and it's going to be Kakarinas with the inside line with that damaged front wing, who is looking to make the move on Ballas, and looks like he has made that move. Kakarinas is up into 2nd place, and for good measure he will have DRS on his teammate to defend. Is Ballas able to get back at him though? Doesn't look like Ballas is using his DRS to get past him. Ooh, you can see how slow Kakarinas is in the corners, however, because of that front wing damage. Many drivers with front wing damage this race. Oh, and that is a bit of a tap, small tap from Ballas, and a tap once again. You can see Kakarinas is going so slow. Ballas is literally pushing him along through the high-speed section there. Oh, not high-speed, the grip section. But yeah, Ballas pushing him along. Kakarinas almost had a spin there. Luckily though, didn't lose themselves too much time. But once again, you can see how slow Kakarinas is in the corners because of that front wing damage. I wonder, is Kakarinas going to be changing that front wing when he's going to be pitting for a tire change? Here we go, Las Vegas strip once again. Ballas definitely looking to overtake the Alfa Romeo driver as he gets very close between the two of them. We head down into the last braking zone of the lap. Around the outside, Ballas goes, and they're still side by side. This battle's still not over yet. Ballas making contact with the wall. Ballas has now picked up from wing damage. His right wing, his right part of the wing has been damaged. It's greenish. It's not major damage, it's minor damage, so it's still going to cost him and a significant amount of time. It might even have put him outside of contention for the race win. Well then, it's been a very interesting battle for the lead so far. I've been missing all the action in the back in the meantime. Couple of small trains going on in the back. As Testwell retires, that is in the pits. That's the end of this race. That is the 3rd retirement of this race. So let's see. Small mistake from Tixnix, as you can see up front there, and that will means Ballas is going to gain a lot of time on him. As actually that should have been the section where Ballas should lose time on Tixnix because of that front wing damage. Oh, again, small mistake from Tixnix, as now Tixnix has been spins himself out. You can see it has caused a complete mix in the order now. We're 3 wide almost, 2 wide. 6 people going 2 wide. This is going to be a complete mix. 3 wide, two trains of going 3 wide. Who's going to be the one to come out in first place at the end of the braking zone? This is going to be a chaotic one as we head to the braking zone now. It's Williams with the inside line. We go 3 wide almost. Ballas is almost into the wall there. A lot of contact made with Hugh there, and Kakarinas drops all the way down to 6th place. with yellow from wing damage. I think his damage became even worse after what happened there, and he's going to pit to change from wing. You can see left 8 plate missing. He enters the pit, no penalty, fully looking up in the pits there. Who else has from wing damage in this train? Martijn has no damage, Ballas has damage, Hugh has very minor damage, Dixnix has got damage. Everyone in this train has damage except for Martijn. It's Matt Pryor in the lead of the race then for the first time in this race. Behind him we've got Hugh in third place with a very minor from wing damage that should not cost him too much time. And Dixnix in second place also with yellowish damage slightly. And that will definitely lose him a lot of time through the section here, as you can see. However, the top 2 are on mediums. I think the hards should have more grip than the mediums at this stage of the race. As here we go, we head into the Las Vegas strip. Once again, a lot of oversteer for Ballas, almost hits the wall there and making his damage even worse. And because of that mistake, he's now been passed by Martijn, the driver with no damage, the only driver with no damage in this train. In the meantime, Fatcat is only 11 seconds behind this train, so the undercut has been insane, and that battling of that train has certainly helped him out to catch up again. I wonder though, is Fatcat, can he extend those mediums till the end of the race? I highly doubt it. We can actually look at the tires. Fatcat also has the fastest lap, which he set on which is his most recent lap as well. So Fatcat has 3 lap old mediums, so he's gonna have to do 15 laps on the mediums. I think that is doable. They will be very worn out in the end, and I think he has definitely undercut the pack now. Dixnix actually pits, first driver to pit. Well, not the first driver, but he does pit, and he's going to come out quite a long way behind Fatcat. He might even find himself in a bit of traffic here. Adrian and Pinax, crucial for Dixnix though. He does come out ahead of these guys, so he can use those new hards to the max now in clean air. Matt Pryor, in the meantime, I think he's managed to pull outside that DRS. You can see the tire wear here. So the top 2 are all on very similar tire wear. Martijn with the incredible amount of tire, and then Ballas on those hards. Actually, wait a minute. Ballas on the hards and he's got more tire wear than Matt Pryor. How is that possible? Okay then. That's interesting. Well then, Matt Pryor on the mediums and also with the least amount of tire wear should have the most grip out of the entire pack behind him, and that's probably one of the reasons why he's pulling out as well. You can see Hugh is pitting, is going to the pits now to go into a potential set of new medium tires. You can see there it is mediums. Martijn is into the pits as well. He goes on to mediums as well. Well then, Ballas in second place now. Fatcat 8.4 seconds behind Ballas. Fatcat is gaining on a rapid rate here. You can see many people changing fastest laps, and there's a massive train here now. You can see Martijn coming onto the track right ahead of Mits. That is very close again. But Martijn is just about ahead of Mits. Mits is looking to fight this one, however, but down the inside, Martijn looks to go, backs out of it on Hugh. Had a look there, was very close, but made the last minute decision to back out of that battle, and contact between Mits and Martijn there. Martijn using Mits as a brake through that corner there. There's a big train here, so this is going to be an interesting one as we're about to head into the Las Vegas Strip. So then, let's see. Mits has the most amount of ARS in this train to use. He does, however, also have damage, as you can see. So many people have damage. I'm pretty certain that at least half the field has damage at this point. Right then, here we go. Las Vegas Strip. Are we going to be seeing any position changes? Hugh getting very close to Adrian, but not close enough to go for a move. However, Hugh, with that tire advantage, should be able to fly past him very soon. Actually, he's under pressure from Martijn now because Martijn is using his DRS. It's going to be a double move from Martijn as he just about manages to avoid contact with the Williams there. Down the inside, Hugh goes on the Williams, a bit of contact made, but I think Hugh is just about going to make that move stick, and he has made that move stick. Hugh is successfully up into P4. Ballas stayed out that one lap extra, and it has cost him dearly. He is down into P9 and the long way behind the drivers he was fighting. Well then, back to the train in front we go. It's Tixnix leading the train, then Fat Cat on the mediums. He has pitted. He has made the mandatory pit stop in this race. So it's going to be an interesting one. How fast can these guys gain on Fat Cat? It's a matter of pace now, and these guys should definitely be looking to work together to catch up to Fat Cat. Fat Cat does not have front wing damage. He changed it when all of these guys do have front wing damage, so that might be taking away their tire performance as well. So it's not as much of a tire performance as you'd expect. But Martijn does not have damage, and he has made the move for P2. Then Martijn, who's got 5 lap fresher tires to Fat Cat, is now into P2 and is on the hunt to chase down Fat Cat for the race lead here. Martijn can win this race if he's quick enough. He's got 10 laps to go to win this race and to catch up to Fat Cat. 5.4 seconds is the gap. So now we can look at their last lap times. Last lap, you can see Martijn gained an incredible 2.3 seconds on Fat Cat. So those 5 lap fresher tires is definitely coming to great use. There's a yellow flag. That is a Williams. That's Adrian 8 who's retired, and that's his race over. That's a 4th retirement of the race then. Fat Cat leading the race then. Let's go back. Actually, Martijn has 2 warnings for exceeding track limits. 1 more and he's going to get a penalty, and if he gets a penalty, that might be the race win deciding move. I don't know how to say it, to be honest. But here we go, the gaps, 4 seconds now. Martijn is gaining on a rapid rate. He's even pulled outside the DRS range of Tixnix. Obviously, Tixnix is going to be struggling with that for wing damage. The same counts for Hugh, who's got a bit lighter damage compared to Tixnix ahead. And Mitz also has damage. Pryor is on the softs, actually. I did not notice that. So he's on the softs. He's going to have the tire advantage. Let's take a look. Actually, Matt Pryor has telemetry off, so you can't see anything from that. Ballas, however. Oh, what's happening? Why is it not working? There we go. Ballas, you can see, also has damage. He did not change that front wing when he pitted. He's going to struggle to catch up to the train in front. Here we go. Hugh in 3rd place now. Overtook Tixnix actually on the Las Vegas strip, I believe. Sorry for missing that. And Hugh's on the hunt now to try and stay within the DRS of Martijn. Has he got the DRS on this occasion? I believe he was within a second on the DRS detection point. No, he does not have the DRS. And Martijn and Hugh are on the same level of DRS. Arrow gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Check Verse. I will check Verse. Here we go. Verse. No damage for him. We can check the tire age. 5 lap old hard, so he'll have the advantage later on in the race, but crucially he does not have damage, while the majority of drivers ahead of him do have damage, so it's definitely going to help him to catch up, but it's a long way he needs to catch up. Arrow retires from the race after getting a 3-second penalty. That is his race over then. So Fat Cat almost has 3 times more tire wear than Martijn in P2, and that could play a huge role in how the race is going to go. 2.2 seconds is the gap now between Martijn and Fat Cat. Martijn is just cutting that gap down every single lap consistently, so I'm expecting him to catch up very soon. We can look at the sector times here. Fat Cat losing 1.5 seconds in sector 1. That is incredible. In the meantime, Matt Pryor was looking to go for a move potentially on Hugh. Is looking to overtake him heading into turn 3. I believe he won't be close enough. Hugh did get very close to Tixnix though, but he did not decide to go for a move there. Just waiting patiently for the Las Vegas strip. That's the tactic around Las Vegas. And if you do, then you're just going to fly past and you'll have a nice cushion of a gap to protect yourself for the next lap as well. So then, those softs of Matt Pryor, I believe, will not hold on for a long time. It's a long way until the end of the race, and they will be very worn out. As you can see now, Martijn is within the 1 second of Fat Cat. He will have the DRS on Fat Cat in the Las Vegas strip. It's going to gain him a significant amount of time, around half a second, potentially even more. But Fat Cat has the ERS advantage. Fat Cat can manage to stay within the DRS of Martijn and keep that up until the end of the race. Who knows, he might have a chance to overtake him on the final lap of the race and still win this race. So the race is not over. Matt Pryor overtook both Tixnix and Hugh in the Las Vegas strip. Tixnix losing out on 2 positions, then Myths in this battle as well in 6th place, and Ballas is now within a second as well. Crucially for him, he did cut that gap down slightly. Martijn has made the move to the race lead now. Actually, you can see Martijn is up into P1. I was not expecting him to overtake Fat Cat in that first sector there, but Fat Cat will have DRS on him in this short straight to slightly catch up to him. But one factor, one very important thing that I have not mentioned is the slipstream. Slipstream around Las Vegas is very important as well. You have many parts of this track where you are basically 100% throttle, and with a bit of slipstream you can gain that extra couple of tenths per lap, which can really help you out if you want to stay close to the car in front. Fat Cat almost hit the wall there before heading to the previous corner, but Fat Cat actually is staying with Martijn here. So you can see Martijn gained 1.1 seconds on him on the previous lap on Fat Cat, and Fat Cat and Matt Pryor behind him. Fat Cat is losing time to Matt Pryor. Matt Pryor is dragging Hugh and Tixnix along with him. Ballas looking to make the move on Myths now side by side into the Las Vegas strip. In the meantime, Hugh overtakes Matt Pryor, will go on board with Ballas now. Fat Cat's back into the lead now, side by side between Myths and Ballas. Ballas trying to make another Leclerc move. Actually, they definitely make contact there, and Myths completely put into a wall, I believe. Let's check if he's got wing damage. Martijn takes over the lead once again. Now we'll go back to Myths to check if he has even worse damage. Doesn't look like he's got worse damage. I think it was just as it was previously. But Martijn back into the race lead, and Fat Cat in 2nd place, and Hugh at 1.4 seconds behind the two of them. So we still have a good battle on our hands here. Check B1. Wait, when was that? Okay, I am not checking chat that often, but here you go, P1. Martijn in the lead, then Fat Cat half a second behind him. We've got Rapid Hugh gaining on him, and Matt Pryor, Tixnix just about dropped outside the 1 second now, so that is crucial for him. He won't have the DRS in the Las Vegas strip, and that's going to lose him an incredible amount of time and potentially put him outside of contention for a P4 battle, except if these two are going to be fighting. So you can see the gap between Martijn and Fat Cat now as we head into the Las Vegas strip. 5 tenths. How much will it be at the end of the Las Vegas strip? It might even be more than 5 tenths, less than 5 tenths, because Fat Cat is going to overtake him. You can see the incredible speed difference. Fat Cat back into the race lead. Oh, not quite. They make a bit of contact actually. Martijn slightly turned into Fat Cat there, and Fat Cat stays in P1. Martijn is flashing Fat Cat has got 26% of ERS to use to his name, but Martijn, with the help of Slipstream, managed to still re-overtake Fat Cat, and Fat Cat, I think, pulled away from that one and let Martijn through to have the DRS in the short straight here and potentially not be overtaken by Martijn and Hugh. As now it's a 4-way battle for the race win here. They've got 4 more laps remaining in this race, 5 more laps remaining, including the final lap. So still plenty of things to be unraveled. It can check penalties. I don't believe anyone in the top 4 has any penalties though. No one has penalties. It is Martijn though in that risk zone with 2 warnings, however. Alright then, here we go. Fat Cat still hanging along on those very, very worn out tires. Matt Pryor, I'm also surprised to see him up there because he's also on those softs. Those softs are definitely going to be very worn out. As you can see here, Hugh has 24% on the fronts, 27 on the rears. If you look at Matt, he's actually got a similar amount as Matt now makes the move on Hugh and goes up into the podium positions. Fat Cat once again overtaking Martijn and getting into P1 once again. So there's honestly no escaping being overtaken when someone has the DRS on you in the last Vegas trip and you don't have DRS. It's just how it is. You'll need at least an 8th, 10th, 9th, 10th gap, and some occasions maybe even that's not enough. But yeah, Fat Cat back into the race lead. This time around, Martijn does not overtake him heading into turn 1, so Fat Cat stays in first place. But Martijn might look to overtake him in this short straight here, and he is definitely looking to overtake him. Oh, what happened there? Martijn goes into the wall. Martijn is out of the race. How did that happen? Martijn is out of the race then. Our contender for the race win is out. With only a couple of laps to go until the end of the race. He's retired into the wall. Was that contact or what happened? What was that potential lag desync with Fat Cat? That is incredible. Matt Pryor chasing Fat Cat for the race win now. It's Hugh in 3rd place. Who's going to be the one to finish this race in first place? It's going to be Fat Cat, it's going to be Matt Pryor, it's going to be Hugh. Ballas is in 4th place, but he finds himself 2.2 seconds behind the 3 of them, as now Matt Pryor takes over the race lead for the 2nd time in this race. And up into P1 he goes on those soft tires. And remember, Matt is on those softs. He also has less wear than Fat Cat on those mediums. The grip difference is going to be incredible between 2 of them. Maybe even more than what it was between Martijn and Fat Cat. So Matt Pryor might just be able to pull away in Sector 1. But let's see. 3 more laps to go until the end of the race there. And Ballas and Tixnix fighting it out. Tixnix make the move on Ballas in turn 1 and making that move stick as well. However, Ballas is pretty close to him in this short DRS straight. Is Ballas able to re-overtake him? Tix goes into weaves to the right of the track to slightly break the toe, and Tixnix stays ahead in this short DRS straight. So then you've got 14 drivers remaining in this race. Closest battle at the moment is the battle for the race win, which is exactly what you want to see in Phoenix. So then here we go. Fat Cat still hanging on those very worn medium tires. Absolutely cooking session by this man. And I believe he will be close enough to re-overtake. What happened? Someone just left. Oh, never mind. That is Mr. Bust, who retires from the race in the pits. Is it in the pits? I see someone that... I think Mr. Bust has lost it out of turn 2. But here comes Fat Cat. Takes over the lead for the race for what is like the 15th time in this race. And back up into the lead Fat Cat goes. And also Hugh goes up into P2. He also overtook Matt Pryor. So that is crucial for Hugh. If there's one position you want to be in the train, that is being the second place in the train. So that's exactly the position you want to be in. So that is exactly what Hugh needed 2 more laps to go, and the race win is still in play between Fat Cat Hugh and Matt Pryor. In the meantime, Ballas very close to Tixnix as well, but not close enough to make the move. Ballas really struggling to put traction down in turn 1, and you can see it's losing him a lot of time. Maybe that's dirty air, maybe that's setup related, but actually Hugh goes into the race lead now. Into turn 3, he's made that move stick. He's up into P1. Fat Cat down into P2 once again. Matt Pryor in P3, right behind him. Oh, Fat Cat has a bit of a moment. He touches the wall. Actually, did he pick up any damage from that hit? Fat Cat crucially did not pick up any damage, but he does find himself almost a second behind Hugh's DRS. Hugh. So he won't have the DRS as stands now. It's going to be very close between the two of them. Fat Cat needs to get a good exit if he wants to keep himself within a 1 second. I think Fat Cat is within a 1 second. Crucially for Fat Cat, he is going to have that DRS. And you can see, yes, Fat Cat does have that DRS. He's able to catch up to Hugh now in this long straight. But here comes Matt Pryor alongside, and by the looks of it, ahead of Fat Cat. That ERS advantage coming into play, and Matt Pryor's into second place now. Now he's the one in the prime position to overtake for the race win now. It's Hugh, Matt and Fat Cat in the back. We've got Tixix and Ballas fighting it out for P4, and no other battles really, as now we are in the final lap of the race. It's all or nothing for these three. It's either a win or it's a podium, or if you can just go all in, risk it all, and DNF maybe, but not advised. Here we go now. Matt Pryor on Hugh with that DRS, gaining in the straight, not close enough to go for a move yet. Getting very close to the apex though. Hugh does make a slight mistake though, slightly hitting the wall. That puts him out of shape slightly. I think Hugh is lifting to kind of let Matt Pryor through so he can have the DRS on him, but you're not allowed to play the DRS check in game. Usually get penalized if you do that. Luckily though, he's still in the lead, so I don't think he'll get a penalty for it. But here we go, about to head into the Las Vegas Strip. Fat Cat is 6/10 behind Matt Pryor, and maybe he's out of this battle. But Matt Pryor, you can see Hugh is definitely playing the DRS check-in. Here we go, heading to the Las Vegas Strip then. It's going to be Matt Pryor with the ERS advantage, with the DRS advantage, with the slipstream advantage. He's going to be gaining in the straight, gaining and rapidly gaining, pulling alongside and ahead now. But here comes Fat Cat with the ERS as well. Is he close enough to overtake Hugh? He's rapidly gaining, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough for Fat Cat. He stays back for now. Matt Pryor is into first place. I think he has done enough to win this race. However, Hugh is right behind him with that slipstream. Can Hugh gain on him and potentially make it a photo finish? Doesn't look like it. Matt Pryor will come home to win the Las Vegas Grand Prix. It's Hugh in second place and Fat Cat in third place with an incredible long stint. Ballas finishes in fourth place in the end, just about beating Tixnix in fifth and Kakarinas in sixth. What an incredible end to this race. GG's to the top three. Definitely a battle that won't be forgotten between the three of them, and really enjoyed that as well. What a battle, what a race, and definitely a shocking race, especially for Martijn. What happened there in lap 22, he was looking like the best, he was looking like our race winner at some point, but fortunately no idea what happened there. Also a really weird crash, but yeah, in the end it is what it is for him. He retired, and no point for him. Did I die again? Hello, I think it's working. I hope it's working. Alright, so that's the end of the race. I don't think I could do interviews though, so I will be leaving it with this. Sorry for not doing interviews, but I hope you guys liked watching the stream, and make sure to check out Tier 1 in exactly 30 minutes from now. The GOAT Darkness, the GOATs of the GOATer of the GOATest will be there to commentate, so make sure to check it out. And I will see you guys. I won't see you there, but I hope you guys check out Tier 1. So just finish off the race results and finish off the stream. Oh yeah, he's not commentating, yeah. Oh yeah, Flynn is commentating, yeah. That's true, that is true. Yeah, Flynn the GOAT commentating. What a GOAT. Carrying commentating in everywhere he goes, basically. These are the race results then, and look at how close the finish was between Matt and Hugh. Less than a tenth, but it is Matt right at the end who beats him to the line to finish in first place. Hugh in second place, and Fat Cat loses out, unfortunately, because of a mistake of zone damaging his wing. Okay then, so that's the end of the stream. As I said, make sure to check out Tier 1, and I'll see you guys soon, next week probably, in Tier 2 again.